Hey guys, it's Rose. I decided to make another video, but makeup time. As you can see, I just started and I had this idea, so I said, let me sit my ass down and let's start this shit. So today's video, it's gonna be on identity after betrayal. Having an identity after betrayal? Shit will kill you. What the fuck? You will feel like it is the end of the world. You will be having all the tantrums, all the sad moments, happy moments. If I'm being honest, I think I'm hurt at the fact that I had the betrayal. Somebody that I had trusted so much did something very harmful to me. I simply just can't move on sometimes from things that hurt me. And I've learned to be okay with that. For context, this person is a he. But sometimes I think about this person, sometimes I don't. Sometimes he's all that ever crosses my mind throughout the day. Sometimes I don't even seem to want to look for him, right? Here's the whole cycle I just try to escape from. This emotional cycle where it's like, I'm over them, I'm not, I'm going crazy, I'm thinking about them, I'm not, I don't want nothing to do with them. I can definitely say that this person in my life has been somebody that has been big in my journey of change. It's not an ordinary person I can forget. I definitely do think this person left their mark on me. They have made me take a new approach where I am seeing things in a different perspective than I usually do. Instead of me running away from it and not ever getting to the root of the problem, I'm like tackling every root situational problem there is within me so I can be my best version, because if not, honey, we're never gonna get to where we want to get. This breakup, it was a breakup specifically for me. It really did hit me a lot, because there's days where I feel like I've grown, and then there's days where I feel like we literally did not make any progress. What the fuck? We didn't make any progress. Like, we're back at square one. This is the biggest lesson, because I'm such an impatient girl. Like, I want things to get done over with. Like, you cannot say you failed at healing. You cannot say you are weak. You cannot say you have not been able to do something. One small pattern change is a change. And it may not look like the change you're looking for, but every day you're getting closer and closer and closer and better. Things cannot heal overnight. You are not Houdini, bitch. You were deeply hurt. It's okay. It means you were able to feel. You were hurt by betrayal. And betrayal changes people. Like, you think betrayal doesn't? It does. It affects people. It's a deep-rooted thing. Specifically in my case, is that I didn't just lose a relationship. I lost trust. I lost safety. My sense of reality changed. That kind of hurt doesn't heal in a straight line. So those moments where you think, I thought I was past this, that isn't going backwards. That's your nervous system revisiting a wound that hasn't fully closed yet. Healing often feels like, I'm okay. I just hurt one day like this. Like, that is normal after betrayal. It was so hard for me to accept that. Your brain is trying to make sense of, how did this happen? How did you just get betrayed right in your face? How did this just emerge in my vicinity? The fuck? Shit hurts me a lot because I'm genuine. So when I do something, I don't do it because I want to, because frankly, who am I here to please? I don't want to please people. So why am I moving in survival mode behavior? Why am I trying to heal when I keep reopening a wound that needs to be closed? Because I'm not getting nowhere if I keep reopening that. You just want to get hurt at this point. Like, you're looking for something to hurt you and you're finding it. I was grieving. I'm grieving my old self. And if I'm going to grieve my old self, I'm going to grieve her with the grief that she needed. Gratitude. I think I'm not going to give kudos to the realest bitch that was in that situation. And every time you level up and you think that little piece of you is hurting a little more when it's actually hurting a little less, is because when you start growing, your brain panics a little. It's like, because growth eventually means letting go of familiarity. Eventually, you're going to let this thing go. So when you reach a new layer of healing, your mind floods with memories. And when I think about him constantly, or it feels like the pain is intensifying, that is not regression, girl. You are not going back. That is your psyche asking you, are we really ready to release this? Are we really ready to do this work? If it's triggering you now, are you really ready to step into this version? And every time I stepped up, yes, I'm ready. Because I deserve this. I didn't need to heal from the situation by forgetting this person, because that wasn't going to work. Because obviously, even if I cut out the phone, even if I cut off the internet, he was still in my head. So I had to heal by no longer needing to check on him to regulate my emotions. When I became somebody I didn't know I was becoming, somebody I couldn't even recognize in the mirror, I think I broke myself. I didn't like the person I was becoming. I became hypervigilant, guarded, obsessive, and a lot of self-doubting. These are classical responses to betrayal. I was freaking the fuck out. Like, Rose, you're recognizing these patterns and you're not doing nothing about it. That's scary. I was not showing up as myself. I realized that the changes that I had been making up to that point weren't personal changes. They were just wounds wearing armor. It's like, I'm gonna slap this bandage on and I'm gonna go about my day. It was a heavy feeling, because what in my head I thought moving on was not thinking about him, feeling indifferent the next day, like I'd go to sleep crying, wake up, I didn't, things never changed. Erasing the impact that person had on me. Because truly, even after the betrayal, I still had feelings for this person. What moving on actually means is thinking of this person without spiraling, not needing to check on what they're doing, choosing myself every day, even if my mind gets the best of me. I realized now, after these awakenings, like, okay, Rose, one step at a time for real, because there's so much to unpack here. That person doesn't get to define me and who I'm becoming next, because lessons are not here forever. They are just something that you need to learn. Pain teaches lessons. You can ultimately choose when to stop grieving, when to stop hurting. You're not failing at healing. You're grieving, you're healing, you're unlearning, you're rebuilding all at once. Your trust, your discernment, your self-doubt. You're rewiring your whole nervous system. First, you have to understand what betrayal actually stole from you. Betrayal often comes in sense of self-trust. So what didn't I see? Your identity within the relationship. Who am I without them, without us? Your emotional safety. Can I ever relax again? Like, how does your body react when things trigger you, when things happen? And your future self-image. So I thought I knew my life. You will feel confused, obsessed with an answer. It's not being broken, that's being disorganized. Disoriented. Dissociating. Like, do you understand? Okay, so you don't build identity from scratch, I believe. You recover from the rubber of it. So separate who you are from what had happened. Right now, betrayal is fused into my identity. My nervous system has learned this has happened because of me. Standing up for yourself and you get a negative reaction from a person. Holy shit, that person is not in my life anymore because of me. Fucking hell. But, so you might secretly believe I wasn't enough, I was naive, I lost my power, control, I became somebody I hate. No. Let me say this clearly. What that person did is not evidence of who you are. It's evidence of their capability to betray. Let me say that again. What that person did is not evidence of who you are, but it is evidence of that person's capability to betray. Everything that person has done, or everything that betrayal did, it was not here to hurt you per se. because life hates you. It was here to teach you something. It's more so about the situation itself than you. Your healing identity is less of you asking what's wrong with me, and you should start asking yourself, what did this experience teach me about my needs, my boundaries, and my strength? This situation hurt me, but what do I need to learn from this so it could never happen again? I had to grieve the old version of me that existed before him, before this person, before this situation, this whole ego death. You start by grieving your old self, the person you even were before you walked into the situation. I think that's the most painful part, but it is very essential. Why? Because character development. But you didn't just lose. You lost something within yourself. You lost that version of yourself that trusted easily. The you who believed that this was safe. And the you that didn't overanalyze and had so much hyper awareness of her surroundings because she didn't feel safe, essentially. You're allowed to mourn that version of yourself. What I would tell my younger self is that the version of me before betrayal, tell her what she believed, tell her what she lost, and tell her what she survived. Write a little letter. You don't heal identity by pretending that you're unchanged, because who are you kidding? You're bound to change, but you heal by honoring it. Honoring the person you were before, after, during, becoming. I had to stop using his life as a mirror for my worth. And you gotta stop doing that too. I was stuck when I kept stalking. Literally, every time I checked him, how he was doing, did I matter? Was I irreplaceable? Did I lose? That kept my identity tied to his choices. I hated that he had that power. I hated that I allowed that. Who gives you that power to make choices now that you have left? You literally betrayed me. I was mad at myself because I wasn't mad. Why did I abandon the parts that existed before him, of me? My identity does not live on social media. Alright? It's my values, it's my desires, it's my inner world, it's who I am, feng shui. I went through every single type of betrayal. I had to rebuild my identity through values. And not relationships, girl. Definitely do think that healthy identity is rooted in what you stand for, how you treat yourself, what you tolerate, and what you don't. And I had to ask myself, what did I value that I didn't before? What boundaries do I refuse to cross again? And what kind of love I no longer accept? I really do think that pain matures identity, and you're not becoming older. You're becoming a little clearer, a little wiser. I need to start with self-trust, because trust within yourself will fucking break like crazy after betrayal. I have to trust that my feelings are real, that my reactions make sense, and trust that I can survive discomfort without checking, without making somebody or a situation feel like it is regulating my nervous system. Every time I don't do something, I don't check in, I sit with the urge, and I choose myself every day, I gain clarity. It sends my nervous system a message, and it's, I got me. This is me. This is who I am. This is all I have. And that's how I started to rebuild. I have to face myself and be like, yo, Rose, like, sit down. There's some shit we gotta change. I have to look myself in the mirror, and I have to be the one to say, like, real shit, bitch. Like, what are we doing? Get your shit together. I'm the one that's putting this shit into motion, not nobody else. Nobody else is not telling me what the fuck to do. Allowing yourself to be changed without believing you're ruined. Identity after betrayal is quieter at first. You're not behind. you're in an interrogation, because it is easy to cope with things. But then as you grow and you get to know yourself more, your body's like, hey, what do we got over here? Let's see this file. Oh shit, it's trauma that we decided to put away and it's impacting us now when we didn't deal with it. Yeah, let's do some more digging into that, because what the fuck is happening there? And then over there, what are you doing? Truth that I want to give to you guys when you're going through an identity change. Healing identity is not about forgetting them. It's not about, the meditations, the aesthetics of it. It's about reaching a day where that situation, that person, that thing, that place no longer dictates your story. But acknowledge that it's part of your story because it made you grow. You are getting there. Even on days where it feels like you're at step 1, days where you feel like you're going back, you're literally changing. You have to be more kinder to yourself. You have to learn how to love yourself and trust yourself every day. It's about doing the inner work, the inner root work. And are you gonna be the person that changes your story for the better? That got herself out of that situation, change for the better? Or are you gonna stay stuck in habits? You want to be a person with good habits, yet the good habits don't start with your outer day materialism. It starts within. If you think that rebuilding or having an identity is not going to cause you change, you must be out of your goddamn fucking mind. You want to wake up every day knowing that you love life, that you accept things even if you don't understand what and why you deserve that situation. You're going to accept it and be uncomfortable and okay with moving forward, because this is what change is about. You must be so in denial with yourself. In fact, you hate yourself. Change starts within, and you're part of that change. So if you don't like the change that happened, you play a big role. I am stubborn when it comes to change. You can't tell me a damn thing about change because I hate that shit. Change is uncomfortable. I'm not saying that shit is easy. It's not. But if you want change, you gotta be okay with being uncomfortable. What took me longer was to understand my patterns. Unlearning everything about myself was also very difficult. I know I didn't deserve the shit that I went through, but I'm glad that it happened because it was able to teach me a lot of things about myself. And sometimes with that change that you ask for, that God provides, it is hard to see the changes you need to make. You can't just change magically and be another person. I'm not, because it's not within me. I can't be fake. Unfortunately, that's the cost of authenticity. I'm reintroducing myself to makeup again because I was such a makeup fanatic. And look at me. When you're so uncomfortable, you have to find ways to be comfortable within yourself. And you know what the fun part is? Only you can decide that, literally. I look so elegant, so beautiful. But thank you so much for listening and just watching my video on identity after betrayal. I love you guys all, and I hope to see you on the next one.